Hey guys, if we reach 1,000 likes, we'll be giving out 2 of our new shirts. All you gotta do is click like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. You know, normally I try to make these videos about 5 minutes, but considering I'm recording this on a Saturday night at 2:30 or 2:59 a.m. already, I think it's gonna be a little bit of a shorter one. You see, there's just a topic that I wanted to cover because it recently happened in one of the leaks. And I know I normally don't cover stuff that happens in the leaks until the episode airs, but I don't know when that's gonna be, and this is the best topic that I have for Monday's video, which is today when you're watching this. Or maybe it was a couple months ago, depending on when you're watching this actually, because that's the power of the internet. But in this episode, it's called Perfect Pair. This is the Applejack's parents' origin story. And there's something interesting here. You know, we've always had a question of how do pony names work? How is it that these parents usually know exactly what to call their kids? You could say that, oh, well, the parents have 2 special talents, and they usually assume that their children are going to follow in some sort of path like that. There's gonna be a combination of the 2, maybe. Maybe they'll follow in the path of the father, and maybe they'll follow in the path of the mother, though. And so it's essentially like a 50-50 coin toss. And we've just been seeing a lot of people who land up pets. But it seems like they're actually telling us how pony names work in this. Because in this, a lot of people have different names. Like Mrs. Cake wasn't always Mrs. Cake. I mean, obviously she was married, so that's a thing, but she got a new name when she realized baking was the thing that she wanted to do. And the same thing with actually Applejack's mother's name. She doesn't actually have the name that she was born with. She was given that name by Applejack's father. You see, naming in the pony world is so much different than ours. Our names are pretty much arbitrary. A lot of us are simply named after our own parents because of their own egotistical ideas of living vicariously through us. But in this world, your name is the descriptor of what you do and who you are as a person. And if you're a carpenter, it's not gonna do to have a name about dancing. That's not exactly the best fit. And who would run for mayor under the guise with a name of something to do with baking and stuff? That just doesn't make any sense. So what would you do in this society? You would change your name to fit your job. You aren't psychics and neither are your parents. So of course, they're going to get it wrong sometimes. Parents often get it wrong. No one really knows how to be a parent. We just kind of fumble through that phase. And so they're bound to not understand exactly what it is that you like. In fact, you probably have a lot of interests, yes, you watching right now, that your parents don't even know about or don't really understand. Whether it's gaming or art or anything like that. They probably just don't get it. So if you had to rely on your parents to give you a suitable name for something that you enjoy, chances are they probably get it wrong. They probably don't actually understand. And so it's actually an interesting concept because it's self-naming. Your name is originally given to you because you need something to go by. But as you mature and as you grow up, it looks like in the pony world, you get to choose your name. And hopefully you choose it when you're more mature, so you don't end up with something like XX Sniper Wolf Laser Tiger or something like that. So it looks like we have pony naming conventions down. Well, kinda, because it looks like for the rest of the people, a lot of them are pretty dead on. Like Chip Cutter. In one of the episodes, the CMC are helping someone who's a sculptor, and his name is already Chip Cutter. Now, we don't know who his parents are. Maybe their parents are someone who are artists. But it's a little bit weird that he wouldn't think of doing that kind of sculpting stuff if his parents were sculptors, right? Now, we do see characters like Apple Bloom, Sweetie Belle, and Scootaloo. All of these characters don't exactly have perfectly fitting names to what they do. Obviously, Apple Bloom has her name because she's part of the apples. Sweetie Belle is just, I guess, Sweetie Belle. It doesn't really tie into anything else. And, well, Scootaloo, maybe they just got lucky? We don't actually know her parents, so maybe she named herself later on. Maybe she's already renamed. But regardless, there are some people that we see that don't have fitting names, and then others that we do, and it normally depends on whether or not they have their cutie mark already, because people who we see who have their cutie mark usually have a fitting name, like Snips and Snails, Photo Finish, all kinds of people like that. So it looks like your cutie mark not only is your coming of age, but your time to choose a new identity. It's a lot to put on a young person, but I, for one, believe that young people are far more capable than we give them credit for. But hey, that's just a theory. A pony theory. I've been Faith the Moliminous. Thank you for watching. And hey, while you're here, why don't you check out my Patreon? We've kind of given it a facelift, and we'll be probably advertising it soon alongside a new shirt that will come out. I hope you guys enjoyed regardless though. And let me know what you think down below. I'll see you next time.
Uh-huh.